Okay, so let's start the webinar. So, welcome to another episode of Entab CampusCare EdTalks, an exclusive platform where we invite pioneers from the education industry to share their years of experience and insights with us. So, before moving forward, let me introduce you to Entab. With an experience of more than 2 decades, Entab has been associated with over 1,500 schools across India, providing them with mature and futuristic ERP, CRM, and mobile apps, thereby helping them to become from good schools to great ones. So, in today's session, we'll discuss about involving students in classroom management. We'll understand that how can students be involved in the rule-making process for the classroom. We'll also learn that the involvement of students in the classroom management can make it more interesting and engaging. So, let's begin by introducing our panelists for the day. So please welcome Miss Anjani Singh, Principal, Neeraj World School, Ludhiana. In her educational journey, ma'am has served many roles like head of department, vice principal, and principal in leading schools all over India. So welcome to the show, Anjani ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. So next up, we have Mrs. Neeraj Sharma Aggarwal, Principal Kohana International School, Himachal Pradesh. For her contribution to the field of education, ma'am has been awarded the Education Icon Award 2020 in the category of a most dedicated educationist. So welcome to the show, Neeraj ma'am.
Thank you so much.
And moving forward, so Neeraj ma'am, generally we have a monitor in the class, but to involve all this, generally we have a monitor in the class. So ma'am, to involve all the students in the classroom duties, how can the class teacher engage all the students?
Okay. So, good evening. First of all, good evening, Anna. Thank you so much for inviting me on such a big platform. Uh, the question is very, very technical and it is very, very important in the present scenario. So, student engagement is when students show up excitement to learn in the class, participate in learning, and demonstrate a positive attitude. As an example, when we assign different duties and responsibilities to the student so that they can feel more involved, it helps them to follow certain rules as well as to implement in class. Class teachers can also involve them in a practical learning as well.
Right. So Anjani ma'am, what is your take? What is your take on this?
I agree that in classroom management, the people who to whom that class belongs, they are going to be the most able administrators. So in the olden times, I would say now, because it is quite a time now, I think more than 3 decades ago, we were in school as students. So that time we just had one class monitor. And that class monitor used to be a kind of next to the teachers. That kind of importance given only to that one child. But now things have changed, and I would advise teachers to give variety of roles to different in the class. And specifically, I have seen that when we assign this kind of responsibility to the naughty ones, to the so-called naughty ones, those who have a lot of energy and they need channelization of
And they can
very
अच्छे
able
अच्छे से
administrators.
वही संभाल पाते हैं
Yes.
क्लास.
वो बहुत अच्छा से मैनेज करते हैं क्लास को, वो बहुत अपनी जिम्मेदारी को समझते हैं. So we can have a cleanliness in charge, we can have an in charge to switch off the lights and switch on the lights when they go out and come. We can have somebody to help the teacher carry the notebooks. So different kinds of creative responsibility on a rotation basis would involve all the students. Each one of them is going to feel that it is their responsibility, and the class will be much better managed than just giving the responsibility to one monitor.
Absolutely right, ma'am. So moving on. So ma'am, the audience wants to know, like, while making certain class rules where the students can be awarded on their good behavior, how can teachers involve the student opinions and suggestions in the same process?
Neeraj
So,
ma'am,
yeah,
first I should.
Neeraj ma'am,
Okay.
what is your
Yeah.
take on this?
Okay. So first of all, we need to understand the behavioral distribution. One is behavioral pattern, emotional. So in behavioral pattern, student will behave, but don't he or she will not act, right? They bring everything they follow instructions, work carefully, and participate in class discussion. Whereas emotional student is somebody who will feel like they're a part of the school community and are happy to be there. They will greet you. If they'll meet you, they'll greet you. They'll interact positively with their classmates and during the classes. So this is one cognitive, which to cognitive we can also it's individual intellectual engagement, where students are eager to learn, they'll think deeply, the subject matter they'll try to understand, and they'll ask challenging questions so that even they'll go above or beyond while completing their assignments as well.
Right.
So we can do this practically by warm-up sessions, quick write-ups, encourage to be to and fro questions, group works, uh, connect with the real life incidents as well. This is one of the most important way out. Activity learning, quizzes, education apps, storytelling, flip classrooms, taking small breaks, and response cards, etc. So these are the few ways where we can connect them the way we. Thank you.
Absolutely, ma'am. So moving on, so Anjali ma'am, what is your take on this?
Um, you are asking me specifically about how can teachers involve the students' opinion.
Right,
Opinions comes to giving awards to students.
right,
Here, what I feel is teachers can take different suggestions. Like ma'am said, I agree with her that students have different needs. Like some students, they are very happy when they are felicitated in public.
right,
Some would be very happy with a star in the notebook. Just one star and a smiley in the notebook is all that is needed to motivate them. So here the role of a teacher becomes very important. A class teacher as well as the subject teachers need to have an insight of their pupils. They need to understand, they need to talk to their children. Um, like every day, 5 minutes in the end of the class, they must put aside and they must talk to 2 to 3 children on a daily basis so that on a regular basis they are interacting and they get an insight of what this child is, what motivates, what keeps this child happy.
right,
And then they can involve the students, they can then be asked, what are things that you consider to be good? What are the behavioral issues that you think should not be there in your classroom?
right,
What
right,
like to see all your friends behaving the class like, and
right,
what things you would not like your classmates to do in the classroom? And then with their cooperation, I would say, with their suggestions, if a suitably award plan can be made, which is tailor made as per different classrooms, depending upon their age
mm-hmm.
and said teachers' insight, that will be a very, very effective award system in the class.
Absolutely, ma'am. So very well said. So moving on. So in certain subjects like history and literature, telling students to prepare a skit or play on the same and performing in the classroom can be an interesting and engaging learning experience. So,
Yes.
Neeraj ma'am, do you agree with the same?
Yes, I agree to it. And it is very important to connect what we are teaching and in real life. Uh, Using specific everyday examples are important. Using students' interest and fascinations is another thing which is very, very important and should be considered.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Hook their interest with fun transitions. Teach students self-monitoring skills. The most important thing is to teach students self-monitoring skills
Right.
rather than a teacher point out or a parent point out or a principal point out or a class teacher point out. It is very important that they should understand that they are supposed to self-monitor rather than we people do it. If this can be created, it would change life. It is a life changing incident. I believe this is the one of the most important things. And then establishing positive teacher student relationship is also very important. Quick writes are there, flexible sitting is there. So these are the ways where we can connect kids to real life situations. So
Right.
definitely.
Absolutely right, ma'am. So, Anjali, ma'am, what are your views on the same?
See, long time back, I had heard somebody, and this person had said, and I truly believe in his statement, that whatever marks we may score in our academic subjects,
Right.
over a period of time, we all forget.
Mhm.
But the number of times we go on a stage and we perform, that stays in our mind. It
Right.
is there. We don't forget. We have faced the stage. We have faced the audience. We have played that role. We acted. I was Akbar. I was Jodha. I was Maharana Pratap. I was King so and so. So that is very important. It has a long lasting impact. So role of dramatics, role play, and enacting tales, this has I think, far more lasting impact on a child's mind as compared to teaching the lesson and letting the children memorize rote learning of the authors or the character sketch of the literature character. If we have done a play on, say,
Right.
Macbeth or Merchant of Venice, we don't have to learn that play or we don't have to learn the characters. We
Mm-hmm.
will know it by heart, and all our life I have personally experienced it, and I truly believe that it goes a long way in teaching. Yes, it takes the time of the teacher. You'll have to make sure who's going to play the part. And this time, if you are involving these 5 students or 10 students, next time you should give the opportunity to someone else.
Others.
You
Right.
have to monitor. It takes time. But then your teaching, the child is going to cherish and relish throughout life. She's never going to forget you as a teacher. So teachers should involve, especially literature teachers, history teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and teachers also, they must include this as an integral part of their subject. I absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely, ma'am. So, very well said, ma'am. So, I would like to thank Neeraj ma'am and Anjani ma'am for sharing their valuable insights on this topic. And it was lovely interacting with both of you. So, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And to all the viewers, to all the audience who are watching us. So, if you haven't subscribed the channel, so do subscribe it for regular updates. Till then, stay happy, stay safe.
Thank you.